Okay, cool. Okay, welcome everybody to Monday night's training. I got something super cool and fun for us to do together. And you know what, I'm gonna actually do it in 30 minutes because I've got a couple of meetings still to do tonight that I wanna get to and not lose track of time here, which is what we're talking about. We're talking about time management. So, okay, so tonight we're gonna talk about time management because, you know, the number one thing that people say when they are either introduced to this business or want to do this business is like, I don't have any more time to squeeze in my day for this. And so I am going to literally show you how you can find time in your day. I'm going to blow your mind. Okay, so number one, you know what? If you really are somebody who struggles with time, then I'm going to tell you right now, this is the reason why you need to be here tonight and watching this. So if you're watching the replay, totally cool. Maybe just hashtag replay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something. Just hashtag replay and let me know that you are watching the replay, and maybe even share with me what your biggest takeaways are that are related to you. So here's the deal. We all have 24 hours in a day. We're all super busy. We all have lots of commitments that we're trying to keep and make. And what I'm going to show you tonight is how you can actually stick with the commitments to your family, to your employer, to yourself, so that you don't have to feel guilty about taking time to actually build your JuicePlus income and business, okay? And again, you know what I would encourage you to do is really do this authentically so that you can have the conversation with your family and say, okay, so this is the plan. And, you know, everybody knows that, you know, this color is for family time, this color is for JuicePlus time, this color is for work time. So let's dive into it, okay? And it's really interesting because I'm going to share with you my two plans. So one, when I was, I'm going to share with you, you know, how this looks for me when I worked at the city of Toronto. So I worked an 8 to 4 job. I'm going to play like I work a 9 to 5 because I want you guys, I mean, I know a lot of people are squeezing JuicePlus into their world on top of a job. So I want to show you, you know, I want it to be relatable to you. Now, the other thing though is that I'm going to show you the difference in my days today compared to, and maybe it might inspire you to actually, you know, be a little more intentional with your JuicePlus business, because the time freedom, you know, when we talk about the time freedom this opportunity offers, it's incredible. Okay, so first and foremost, get your pens. You can use colored pencils. This is all I got. So we're going to draw 2 circles, okay? So one circle nice and big, and the other circle as well, nice and big. So hopefully this is big enough for you guys to see. You guys can see that. Cool. All right, so in the middle is going to be a dot because we're going to draw some clocks here. So 12, 3, 6, 9. If you guys can do this with me, that would be great. 12, 3, 6, 9. And then of course go and fill in 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11, and then 1, 2 on the other side as well. 7, oops, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Okay, so this is our AM clock, and this is our PM clock. How does that feel? We got 2 clocks here, sorry. So we got 2 clocks here. I wonder if I can kind of pull this in a little bit so you guys can have a better visual of this. Forgive me, forgive me. Okay, so you guys can see that, okay? Okay, so we've got 2 clocks here. Can you see that? Awesome. Okay, go. This is going to blow your mind. I'm telling you, like I did this just to kind of run through it so I, you know, was smooth in my delivery tonight. But let me tell you, man, it's such an eye opener. Okay, so we've got 2 clocks here. This is our morning and this is our evening. So now the first thing you're going to plug into is your sleep. Okay, so I'm going to use for my sleep, I'm going to use black because that's a given. We need our rest time. Now we're not building our business while we sleep, unless of course you actually have a large business, then you still are actually making money. And when I say big business, I mean business in other countries, because while you're sleeping, they're working and playing. This is what residual income is about. This is what exponential income is about. Okay, so with your marker that you just drew your clocks with, I want you to go and write in your sleep time. So now, for me, I try to get to bed lights out by 11 o'clock. So I'm going to actually just scratch this. So that's 11 o'clock. So that's going into the PM. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So this is my sleep time. That's what time I go to bed at night, 11 to 12. But I'm going to carry this over because as of 12 a.m., it's sleep time as well. So I'm going to draw this all the way to 6 a.m. I do like to get up at 6 a.m. And if you're somebody who's not really getting up that early right now, that's totally okay. However, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of stolen, wonderful, it's probably the most precious time of my day because I get to spend it on me in quiet and silence. I feel like the best part of my day is actually in the morning. And I've done a lot of courses around this. I did a really great course a couple of years ago and identified, so I'm a night hawk, but I learned through doing this course that I actually am most productive in the first part of my day. And I was like, what? So that means that any blogging I want to do, any writing, any quality posts are going to happen in those first few hours for me. Okay. Okay. So now this is a non-negotiable. This is our rest time. This is when we recover. This is when we heal. This is really, really important time. The time that we rest is really, really important. So again, you know, unless you have business in other countries, you're not maybe making any money during this time, but you are getting some quality self-care, and that's important. Okay. Now, blue is a very conservative color. So I'm going to actually use this color to draw in my 9-to-5 job. Okay. So because sleep is my, we're going to put our big rocks in first. So sleep is my big one. Then my job. So going based on when I worked for the Corporation of the City of Toronto as a litigation assistant, I worked 8 to 4 and 9 to 5, but I'm going to go with the 9 to 5 because I feel like that's more common. So from 9 a.m. to 12. So this here is now, this is work. This is my job, okay? And then from 12 to 5, it's going to come down. So now this again is all work. Okay. So now we're getting clear on, you know, where our time really is. Do you see the difference now? Oh, shows me really what kind of time I actually have available here, right? So now the last thing that I want to squeeze in, I'm going to use red because I love pink for this, but I'm going to use red. So for family, this is my personal time. This is my family time. Okay. So in the morning, like I said, I like to wake up at 6. By 8 o'clock, I'm dropping my daughter off to school. And so this is going to be family time right here. So between 6 and 8 every morning, I get to spend some quality time with my family. That's my scripture time. That's my getting ready for the day time. That is my making breakfast for the family time, driving to school. Like that's again, very, very important time. Okay, do you see that? Cool. All right, so now in a 9 to 5, so let's say my family time now is I get home from work. I'll say 5:30. I'll say 6 o'clock just to go by the hour. So 6 o'clock to 7:30 is also my family time. Okay. So again, we're going to draw our lines like so. Okay. So this is family time because this is a 7 o'clock there. Whoops. So that's family time again. And then for me, I really like to actually try to turn my tech off by 9 o'clock and actually spend some quality time. So I'm going to call this, and I'll even go to 9:30 because I'm going to keep it real here. I'm going to say 9:30 to 11 is like, you know, family time, hubby time. All right. So do we see this, guys? Now, I don't know if you guys have a 9 to 5 job, but if you do, maybe this looks a lot like what you got going on here. Okay. So I do have now, we can see that there's some extra time in here, and I'm going to use green because green is for go. And I'm going to actually draw. So now between 5 and 6, you know what? That's when you're actually commuting. Okay, so you're commuting either on the, so Leon is saying it looks exactly like yours. Okay, so commuting or, you know, and a lot of people are actually having to go back to work right now. So whether you're on a GO train or you're in the car, if you're in the car, you can listen to YouTube videos. Yes, you can listen to YouTube videos. You don't have to always watch them if you're driving too, right? Call it university wheels, you know, when you're actually on route somewhere. and you are plugged in to listen to some kind of inspiration podcast, mentorship, whatever it is. But this is great work time actually for that kind of stuff, for education. You can also message people during that time. So let's say you've got an event happening at 8. Oh my gosh, you're on the GO train or you're in the car. Maybe if you're in the car, you're carpooling. Maybe if you're in the car and you're actually doing the driving, you can kind of, check off a little bit of time before you actually leave work and do a couple of quick messages in that, 5 to 5:15 spot. And then of course, 8 o'clock to 9:30 or 9, whatever your deal is, that's where another more work time. So this is usually when events happen. Now, really, events happen in our team mostly on Tuesday nights. That is it. We do like to do our Monday night team calls, but these are easy enough for people to watch the replay. So think about that. So there's on a Tuesday night, this is what your night would look like, okay? I feel like, and then AM. So between 8 and 9, again, you're in that commute time. So you're driving to work, but the opportunity to listen to some personal growth DVDs, podcasts or whatever, right? You can actually do messages, video calls, the time when you can actually connect and reach out to customers. Okay, so let's kind of dive into this a little bit more, okay? So do you guys see what this looks like? Liana, could you see that? So it's really clear, what kind of time you got. Now, I did this earlier, and now this is, okay, so this is my JOB. So this is what it looked like then, okay? So you guys can see this, okay? So that is pretty much what I got on the screen there. Now you could see I've got 4 hours of opportunity to work my JuicePlus business. And even if you're not a goal-getter, you got 2 hours that, like, you got time in there, right? So you just got to figure out how much time you actually want to contribute to your JuicePlus business. Maybe it's your plan B. Maybe, this is a side gig where you're looking to make, a couple of, let's say you're going for like $500 a month or $1,000, you want the Comma Club. So you don't necessarily even need to use the full 4 hours, but you got 4 hours, like, holy cow, right? And don't forget, when you're plugging into events, this is a great opportunity to actually jump on your cardio, do your workout, and have it in your ears. A lot of times, people don't even have their cameras on because you actually don't always have to. And so you're squeezing in some personal time in for yourself during that green time. Is this making sense? And I hope you're doing this. Like, please do this for yourself, because you're going to see what your day-to-day schedule looks like. That gives you time. So now I just want to kind of point out something too. So here you're at work, okay? So 9 to 12 you're at work, but aren't we all kind of taking a bathroom break here? Maybe about 11 o'clock. You're going to the bathroom? Check your messages. Who messaged you back? Maybe there's an event happening and you messaged some people last night. So this is a great opportunity to check in with them and see, who responded? What information do they need? Are they looking for the link? Let me send it to them. Between 12 and 1, this would also be a lunch hour to do some JuicePlus business. Again, you don't have to do you don't have to chew all the hour up with JuicePlus business, but maybe 15 minutes you could during your lunch hour to send out a couple of messages, add, 5, 10 new people to your Facebook, reply, follow up with people. And then also, again, maybe 3 o'clock, you have a quick little 15-minute break. This was my schedule, guys, working for the city. This is what my schedule would look like if I was working at the City of Toronto still. So I want to kind of, in contrast to that, I want to show you something, because my schedule obviously has changed. This is what I do for full time. I am a IMD with the company. And so when I was doing this, I was like, wow. So initially it's like 4 hours of time, 7 hours at the job, and then 5 hours with family time. Okay. So then I kind of modified this to see, okay, so what actually is different for me? I wish I had another color, but anyways, I'll kind of go in here and I'll just draw over. Okay. So let's see. So now my time here is, again, same thing. So 6 to 8 is still family time for me. Obviously, I don't have like a JOB to go to. So all of this is actually my JuicePlus business. right? All of this. So from 8 to 12, I get to work on my JuicePlus business, which if you guys know me well enough, you know that is like my happy place. I love what I get to do for a living. Like seriously, it is like, it thrills me. I get a lot, it's a lot of fun. Like my job, what's my job? Talking to people, connecting with people, learning their stories, putting presentations together, doing personal growth, listening to anything that I could learn that's new for me, whether it's about nutrition or business or leadership or, fitness coaching, like it's awesome. Okay. So that's my morning. So now the difference that's changed now between what was then my 9 to 5 and today is this is all JuicePlus business. Now going into my evening now. So from 12 to 1. So now this has changed is I actually pick my daughter up from school at 2. And so that turns into more JuicePlus time. And now this has become personal time because this is the time of day when I pick up Claire from school and we hang out for a good hour, just connecting. I usually make myself my dandy blend coffee and she grabs a snack because, that's the time we connect and she fills me in on her day. But at 3 o'clock, because she's so hardcore, she actually goes and does a workout. So I have another hour here. I'll even go to 4 o'clock. So now I get a chance to actually check in on messages, see what's going on, message people about any events that are coming up, connecting with team. So I got between 3 and 4. This is more time now to work on my JuicePlus business. And then from 4 to 5, depending on who's making dinner, because I got to say, actually, Claire does make a lot of dinners for our family. So, but if I'm making dinner, I'm usually in the kitchen between, and actually, you know what? All of this now becomes family time. All. Because I'm not coming back into my office till usually 7:30 is it. So can you see what just happened there? All of this. So now, I'm going to show you. It's very, very cool. Do you see what happened? How did that change? So I went from this is my 9 to 5, okay? I used to work for the city. This would have been my schedule if I was still working a 9 to 5 job. So I went from that to this. Is that like not inspiring? So instead of having 4 hours of JuicePlus, I technically have 9.5, but I'm gonna tell you, those, I was looking, I was like 9.5, that's a long time to, to be working on JuicePlus. Of course it's not though, because I'm working out, I'm meeting friends for tea or coffee, I'm going for a walk, I'm connecting with people, like the 9.5 hours is, I was like, wow, that's a lot. And then 7 hours, so I went from 5 hours with my family to 7 hours with my family every day. And I didn't even touch my sleep on that. So that's how powerful managing your time can be for you. And I just want to, this is really about showing you how you can find stolen moments in your day while keeping the commitments to your husband, your children, your employer, and still build a really great JuicePlus business and team if you want, because remember, you don't need team to get to the highest paid commission level, but you can do all this while still like living and keeping your commitments to so it's literally weaving what you're doing already. And when you look at what happened for me, I went from this, that's the contrast, guys. So when you talk about, it's funny because, we talk so much about making money in this business and, what will the money do? And for me, the greatest thing that the money has done for me is given me the choice of time freedom. I talk a lot about that, but this was kind of in my face when I saw this today. I was like, wow, like what a massive difference, right? I'm building our family's dream instead of somebody else's dream. And there's just, it's so great that, when I sleep, I could feel really good about knowing that I actually am still earning money in my sleep because of the organization that I've been able to build. And if you're not getting up a little earlier to find more time in your day, please consider it. Find out what works for you. If you're on shift work or something like that, but just, it's a great time to sneak extra time in there. But, and when I'm with my family time, phone is away, guys. Phone is usually hanging out in my office. So the phone's away, it's present parenting. You are fully engaged in conversation with your children, with your husband, so that you don't have to feel guilty when you're actually doing Juice Plus work, because you've already taken care of the work, right? You're following the plan. And so you could feel good about your Juice Plus work, and you could feel good about spending the time with your family, because you're honoring and giving your full self to each of these commitments that you've made in your day-to-day. So I hope that is good. Now, again, just side notes that I have here to remind myself, but this here is a really great plan, okay? Everybody gets a little piece of you. And doesn't that, especially if you're mamas, you know, we know how hard it is. That whole mom guilt thing is just wicked. But it feels really good to know that we're like meeting everybody's needs, and that we're not dropping the ball on anybody. Have a conversation with your family. Let them know, show them the colors. Like this is what, and let them know your goals. Like this is what mom is building here. And like, what's the prize? You know, is it a getaway trip to Niagara Falls, or you know, what can you kind of reward your family with when you achieve the ultimate goal of what you're going for there? And be conscious of your time. This is what we want to happen from this. This is the whole point of doing this, is that, you know, when we are in our Juice Plus mode. So you got, you know, your break here. Well, this is the wrong one now, but so you got your break here at work. So there's your lunch break. You know, I got 5 minutes to grab here because I'm meeting my friends for lunch at work, but I got 5 minutes. So I'm going to message Sally, Susie, and Effie back. I'm going to let them know about that event tonight. So you know exactly what you're doing to the minute of what you're, like, you got a list of things to do. So you're maximizing how you're using your time every day. There's something so empowering about being responsible with our time. Have you ever gone to bed and thought, oh crap, like there was so much more I wanted to do. You know, I should have messaged this one. I didn't connect with that one. Well, when you are diligent with your time, I'm a list girl. When you're diligent with your time, it feels really great at the end of the day to put your head to the pillow going, you know what? I'm at peace with that. Like I checked it all off. And so there you go. Okay. So don't forget, YouTube, podcasts, great way. University on wheels, literally. You know, messaging, answering, following up, reaching out to new people. Those are your money-making activities. You want to make sure that you're doing those every day. Voicemail to your team, your customers and prospects. Let them know about events that are happening. And always, always, always set a goal of adding 2, 3, or 5, or maybe even 10 if you're a real goal-getter, new friends to your Facebook list. Now, if you are unsure about how all that works, there's training in our partner group. Actually, it's the partner startup, the quick partner startup that I do every Saturday morning at 9:30. If you want to take a look at how we're actually doing this, it's really simple, guys. And when you develop this system and this flow, this is literally woven into your day-to-day, so it actually doesn't feel like extra work, and yet you're getting an extra $500 deposited right into your account every month. It's too simple not to do, right? And then the last thing, okay, so my 1, 2, 3 POW, our job to build income with the Juice Plus company is, it boils down to 3 things. 1, talk to people. 2, attend events. And 3, invite to events. That's it. Tuesday nights are our golden ticket. That is the one night where everything feeds into Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, we got a really great unscripted stories featuring Cheyenne, who's going to share her breast cancer journey, and Joanne Stevens, who's going to share how she lost her mom to cancer. Like, come on. I mean, these are stories that will like make you really think about your time and your health and inspire. And that's what you want to do. You want to put your people, your guests, your customers, your team in front of these so they could hear for themselves firsthand about this. I mean, anyways, it kind of goes into a whole other training, but you know, we don't know until we actually know how much people care for us. And when you reach out to a friend and you say, hey, and I'm going to use Liana because she's on tonight. Liana, I want you to attend this call. You know, these are 2 people that I've met in you know, our company. They got wicked stories. I know that it's going to touch you. Can you make the call? Liana says, sure. So that's a week ago, you invite her out. And then the day of the event, you actually message them again in the morning. Don't forget, Cheyenne's sharing her story. So is Joe. Can you be there? And then and send them the link to that if they're not already in the event. And then about 15 minutes before, hey, don't forget, just want to give you a quick reminder. So many times do I message people and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reminding me that. I totally would have forgot, because people are busy. So I got to sign off and jump on another call. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please comment below, maybe hashtag replay with your question. We'll get right back to you. And again, Tuesday night is our hub of a night. This is where we are, our primary event is for the week. Saturday mornings at 9 is the JuicePlus opportunity and the quick partner startup. And then of course, Monday night trainings. So thank you for plugging in. Thanks, Leona, for being here. And best of luck managing your time, everybody. It's do the activity. And if you can, share with us what you're so you can do, I just want to offer this suggestion because it's really good. So share with us your pictures of your time management. You can do a before and you can do an after. So do the one that you're doing right now, and then do one of your desired lifestyle, what you really want it to look like. That's pretty cool too. Okay, wishing you well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we will see you around soon.